Hi Riches, join me right here on my channel Friday night 8:05 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's 7:05 Central and 5:05 Pacific. We're going to have our Kinks and Drinks session right here on the RichRootz channel. We're bringing it right back home. It's just where we sit down and we chit chat about what's going on the YouTube streets, how our hair is doing. We talk about makeup. We talk about anything you want to talk about on that during that session. So again, join me Friday right here for Kinks and Drinks. This is going to be our pajama jammy jam Friday evening 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let's get to the video. Baby, let me tell you something I'll never do again. And that is wait 11 weeks to do a retightening on my scalp. So look, sit back with me because I need y'all to be with me while I'm doing this retie. But actually I did it August the 7th. So I did it like 11 days ago. And the reason why I am so much better now with keeping up the time is because I am not going to wait 11 weeks. I'm not going to do that anymore. So I pretty much, do the same routine that I did before. I'm going to let you see close up. But what I wanted to say was, as you can see when I stick, look how loose and how much hair has grown in 11 weeks, okay? And if I were to think about or really go through with combining my locks, I would make sure that I let my hair grow out just like that and then go ahead and start interlocking locks together at the root and then maybe twist the rest of the way down. Just something I thought about when I was doing my retightening, that wow, I have so much new growth that I can actually interlock one lock into another and then proceed to maybe twist or something else down the shaft of the hair, but the root will be interlocked together. So let's get back into my interlocking. So I definitely use the same technique. I go in with the point of my tool towards the back of my head. I go up in the air. I go forward towards my eye, and then I go down. This is basically works for me when I'm working on the side of my hair. So I always go back, up, forward, and down. I don't know what time that is. I just always encourage people to label these directions as best for you to remember. Some people remember the time on the clocks very good, and some people remember north, south, east, west. I remember which way my tool is pointing. So I would either go back towards my skull, up in the air, forward towards my eye, and down towards my ear. So whichever way is best for you to understand is the best way to do it. By the way, I'm just using a tool that I got from the beauty supply store this time. Sometimes I rotate my items, but I did make a video on all of the tools that I have used in the past, and so I will link that video right in the iCard, and I will also put it in the video description box as well. So yes, isolation is very important when it comes to retightening. The first video that y'all watched years ago, I did tangle up about 3 of my locks, and my consultant had to help me get those straightened out. So I learned that if I was going to try to do this interlocking myself, that I really need to make sure I isolate the lock that I'm working on, meaning you want to have a hair clip around all corners. So as you can see, I'm pointing the tool in back towards the back of my hair. The tip is pointing backwards. Now I'm going to go up towards the sky. Now I'm going to go toward my eye. And then the last way I'm going to go is down. And with each stitch, you want to make sure you're tightening your stitch. So I'm going to go back again, tighten it, go tighten it right here up. Then I want to go forward. And then I'm going to go down to complete this rotation. So as you can see, that's 2 full rotations, and I think I might have to do another back and a down to complete. Or are we going all the way to a third one? I think we're going to get a third rotation in here. Forward, come on. And then down. Yeah. Oh, I just left it. And that's another thing. People ask me, well, what do you do if you can't do a whole rotation? Just leave it. Or sometime I'll do my 4 and then I'll just do 2 more. So if I go through my 4, I go back, up, forward, and down, and it's kind of tight. And instead of me doing 4 rotations, then I'll just do a 2 real quick. So I might go a back and a down again. So yeah, that's what you do if you feel it getting tight. You just can stop your rotation wherever you are, or you can try to get 2 in to get you back on the track. So again, I'm pointing, see here is where I'm pushing it up to make sure the stitch is tight. I'm going up now, but I'm making sure my stitch is tight. I'm going forward, and as I go forward, I make sure my stitch is tight, and then I'm going down. That helps to keep your lock consistent. Also, I wish that I didn't know I was going to be so involved with taking care of my locks. I must admit, I thought I would always have someone there to help me, take care of my locks for me. But I really wish I had gotten my my rotation switched from a 4 to a 3. Because with the 4, your locks are going to be really compact. Your 4 rotation is almost like the tightest, but I think they can do some things like reverse and all that. I'm not familiar with that, but that's why my locks are real slender and everything, because I use a 4-point rotation. But sometimes I wish I had reduced it down a little bit. But since they're pretty much mature now, I know I could change it, but you might see a big change in my hair when I make that change. So again, I'm pointing it towards the back of my hair. I'm pointing it in the middle of my lock. I'm tightening it, and I'm going up in the air. Now I'm coming towards my face. And then I'm going to go down. So yeah, 11 weeks. So I will not do that again. I am keeping up with the weeks as we go. I'm going to do a retightening every 8 weeks. I'm not going to go out. I'm not going to keep up with my 4 that my consultant was doing. I'm going to keep it at 8 weeks is good enough for me. It definitely won't be 11. But here I have 1 row completed. And so a lot of people want to know why do you do retightenings? It's because your hair grows every month, or your hair is growing actually daily, and you do the retightening to sort of grab up the new hair and get it in a lock. So one thing about this lock journey that I have learned is that you will always be learning, or at least I do. I try to find different ways where I can take different classes that will give me tips and things to help me take care of my hair. As you know, well, you may not know, but my consultant recently gave birth during the quarantine. So actually last month, July, she gave birth. So I'm not sure if she's going to come back or when she's going to come back, but I couldn't wait any longer. And I kind of knew that was happening, so that's why I'm kind of glad that I did take the virtual retightening class that they were offering through SisterLocks. But I just like to continue to do my interlocking method, and what I'm doing right here is just taking that whole row that I completed and putting it up in a rubber band to make sure it doesn't get in the way. So I just wanted you to be able to see the difference. If you look at the Rootz, this is 11 weeks post my last retie, And I have a pretty good amount of new growth on here. And what I noticed on some of my locks is some places had a lot of new growth and some places didn't have as much. So it just goes to show what a lot of people say about your hair grows in different phases, in different sections, and different rates. That is exactly true. But this is why we have to do our retightenings. Pretty much the same reason why you used to get touch-ups on your new growth when you had relaxer, is you want to get this new growth inside of a lock. So yeah, I found out this time that it's very important to be consistent with the grooming of your locks. That way your locks will sort of cultivate in the same size and shape and thing that you're going for. I was just really holding out, hoping that the young lady that works on my hair would be back in time to get me together, but you know, all of our bodies heal differently after giving childbirth, which is a beautiful thing. So yeah, let's go pointing towards the back. I'm going up in the sky. I'm coming towards my eye, and I'm going to go down. You always put your needle right in the middle of your lock. You always pull up to make sure you tighten each stitch as you do your rotations. And a lot of people ask me, well, how do I do the back? Sometimes the back, I mean, you can set up mirrors. I've heard people set up different type of mirrors so they can see. But to me, I have to feel. So as long as I can feel, I can get my hair done. That's why a lot of people sit and look at TV while they doing their locks and doing different things. Once you get the feel and you're feeling for your lock, you're feeling for the base of your lock, you're also feeling for the tool that you're using and where it's coming through. Like, I want to make sure I'm going in the middle of my lock every time I push that tool through. And I also want to make sure I'm pushing up to make sure my stitch is tight. So it's more, that's why I have my thumb right here. As you can see, my thumb is feeling for the tool to come through. So that's how, a couple of suggestions on how you could get the back done. Remember, when you're first starting out with your locks, you want to make sure you wear a satin scarf or a do-rag. And the reason being is because it helps to reduce the frizz in your locks. And also, it keeps your locks sort of stationary throughout the night so that they don't rub up against one another and start to come loose. That was the hardest part for me. I don't even think braiding and banding was hard. I never complained about that. I just had a hard time remembering to keep something on my head at night. So I actually just bought a satin pillow. But my consultant said the pillow wasn't enough because my hair was still shifting on the pillow. So, you know, I had to do what I had to do. Sometime I had it, sometime I didn't. But as you can see, I'm making sure that my locks are separated from each other. There's no way that one can get entangled in another. You use as many clips as you think is necessary for you. And I'm not going to sit up here and act like I'm the expert, because all I did was the front, honey. I did the front. I didn't want to risk messing up the back, so I let my daughter interlock the back for me. She's helped me before. I actually taught her, and so she did the back for me. But I do take time with the front because I have jumbled a few of them up. And what I always tell people, if you jumble one up, is stop, move on to the next lock, or stop altogether, or if you can, stop and pull it back through. So, you know, you kind of have to troubleshoot the lock for yourself if you get it tangled up. I think I'm going to start investigating some rinses that I can put on my hair. I do use the SisterLocks conditioner, so I have been approved to use the conditioner, but I noticed a little lint in the backs of my locks. So I want to try doing some clarifying shampoos. Well, I already do clarifying, but some vinegar rinses to see if I can get those out. Let's go one more time real quick towards the back. I'm making sure my stitch is tight Now I'm going to go up in the air towards the sky, making sure my stitch is tight. Then I'm coming towards my face. And now I'm going to go down to make sure my stitch is tight, honey. Yes, I think I can do this again. But yes, I really appreciate you sitting around chit-chatting with me, watching me as I'm doing my retightening. If you have any questions, please let me know. I am doing the interlock method to retighten. I'm very comfortable with this. I actually used to interlock my traditional locks. So let's check out a couple of before pics. And now here's the after. I got my grid back in place. Stitches are together. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram. That's RichRootz. And I will see you on the next Rich upload. Peace, riches, and stay safe.
You can hear me on my rainbow phone. Ruby red in the